You are a person who pays a monthly fee but struggles to actually get to the gym. Desperately want to be healthy, but the moment you step inside the gym, you just feel this flood of anxiety. You have these anxieties like everyone's judging my form, I look weak, I don't know what I'm doing. How do we bypass these fears? Fortunately, I have a very special guest today, Matt Frank, who is also one of our moderators. You might recognize the name. So, welcome, Matt, to the channel. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Of course. So, tell me a little bit about who you are and why you can help us out with these fears.
So I am a trainer on the West Coast. I've been training since about 2020. I've experienced quite a few people who deal with gym anxiety.
Gym intimidation is real. It's like this
Yeah.
paralyzing social anxiety. And perhaps you find that if you have this, you might have other social anxieties too, which would make a lot of sense. So, Matt, from your perspective, is the gym floor as judgmental as people think that it is?
Say only about 5% even notice you. And they only notice you because you're just a new face. They're used to seeing the same people day in, day out. If you come at the same time, they're just like, oh, it's a new person. And then they go back to what they're doing.
Okay, so you're saying that even if people are kind of looking at you, it might not necessarily be judgment. It's more they're just noticing a new person. Have you ever experienced gym intimidation yourself?
Yeah, I'm 26 now. I started when I was 13. And I came in and I was very nervous. And I would constantly look around every few minutes, just like, "Is somebody looking at me?" And so because I was so nervous, I ended up spending, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes at the gym and then just dipping immediately, just out of nervousness.
Hmm.
And you're going from something, um, literally probably the ultimate comfort zone, your house, to a place you've never really been. There was noise, there was people. It's pretty stimulating.
Exactly. I think you do have to be really gentle with yourself when it comes to these things. And we're going to dive into the specific kind of psychology there of why you feel this way, right? The first thing that I think of when I think of this, right? We talked about the social anxiety trap where you're worried about who's looking at you. It's almost feeling like you're on a stage, right? It's very
Yeah.
similar to the feeling of stage fright. We're wired to avoid public failure, and your brain is kind of prioritizing this social safety over physical health.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's this filter of when you walk in, it almost feels like you don't belong, right? And I
Yeah.
think maybe that's the difference between that stage fright is that you kind of work together as a team to build up that comfortability. Whereas, going into the gym alone, you're kind of looking for proof that you don't belong. You see one person watching you, you filter out the 50 people that aren't, right? That's called like a negative bias.
Um, I do know that specific instance happened to me like within the first month or two, and I felt very embarrassed.
Hmm.
But now that it's been an entire decade, um, I can see where they're coming from in terms of I'm just trying to be nice and I'm worried, if the form's too bad, I don't want you to hold yourself.
Let's talk about comparison. You mentioned that you've been working out at the gym for about 10 years now.
Yes.
And I know that it's very common that sometimes subconsciously we compare ourselves, like our day one, to somebody's day five, right? Do you have any advice on how to kind of push past that?
That's a very common thing in fitness. I think the saying I heard was, don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. And honestly, you just have to remember, I mean, how are you supposed to know as much or as be as strong or have as much muscle way less than somebody who's been doing this at 10 years? They've been in my position before and probably felt that exact same way.
Yeah,
honestly. Um,
that's a good way of looking at it.
and it's good to pay attention to successes of your own, saying, okay, maybe I'm not as far as they are, but I started with 50 pounds and now I'm at 70 pounds. I'm much stronger than I was.
Hmm. So
It's,
what I'm hearing is like small goals and like small steps, focusing on your own journey as opposed to somebody else's.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, I would say if you talk to those people who you are comparing yourself to, I bet they would say that exact same thing. I was an overweight kid and I got a health scale because my doctor said, if you continue doing what you're doing, you're on the road to type 2 diabetes. And it
Wow.
freaked me out. And, and then I, I got in there. Over time, I worked out and kept it consistent, which is the biggest thing is being consistent. And then by the time I lost that weight, I was like, well, what do I do now? Now I like it. So what do I go from here? And I was like, I grew up with superheroes. I think
Hmm.
it's cool to have muscle. I'll do that. You
Oh,
know,
the superheroes as well then.
growing up with superheroes, I wanted to be one. Obviously,
Mhm.
that is not going to happen. The closest I'm going to get.
I just recently went to like this dance class with a bunch of my friends, and that was just such an amazing time. It doesn't feel like a workout, right? It just feels like you're
Yeah,
having fun. And that makes a big
yeah.
difference to me personally, is like having fun as well.
Practicing the form of these exercises at home. Maybe you grab two, I don't know, reusable soda cans or something, some bottles or something, and just like practicing the form. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube showing you how to do a bicep curl, and just practicing it with just some stuff at home until you feel good about it, and then um, you feel more comfortable going to the gym with that knowledge. I got all this stuff because the world shut down, and I was like, well, I still want to work out, and I have all this equipment, and I use it every once in a while in my garage. The next one would be just making friends with regulars or gym staff.
Hmm.
Even if you don't want to spend time with these people outside of the gym, just like say you and I go at the same time. It's always Monday at, you know, 9 a.m. And we both come at the same time, just being like, there she is.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, I know it's familiar. Okay, got it. And or making friends with the staff. The staff will always be there. Then you have a friendly face. We have work, trying to, if you can, go to the gym at maybe less busy times, like after 9 and before 5. Because after 9, people are at work. Before 5, people haven't quite gotten off work yet. So just an overall decrease of the number happens during that time. Bringing headphones. A lot of people these days are very intimidated, especially because there seemed to be this uproar of people recording themselves and others at the gym and posting it on social media. And you feel like, oh, I don't want to be in that video. I don't feel, oh, I don't want to be shown. Honestly, that's a very big box gym thing to do. That's a very 24-hour fitness, LA fitness, Planet Fitness thing to do. The likelihood of you seeing that at a community center or at a local gym is much less.
Okay, that's good to know. See, these are like the secrets that I would have no idea. Like, if I wanted to avoid that, that's really good advice.
It's an interesting thing that's happened in recent years.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to be a fitness influencer these days.
I know. Have you ever done that kind of recording stuff or not so much? Not for you.
I do it for myself, for the
Mhm.
sake of fun. I don't do it very often, excuse me, but every once in a while, I'll record myself squatting just for the sake of like, okay, this is the form. Is the form
Yeah.
good? Am I good? And that's something you can do. That's a big thing I suggest if you're working out alone or working out by yourself and you're not sure. Is my form good? I can't tell. Is recording a little video yourself and just looking back at it.
Yeah, I can't say that I've ever recorded myself either, but that's a good point. It can be helpful when it comes to figuring out the form. And I know with heavy lifting, that's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Perfect. Thank you again, Matt, for coming on. I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day and yeah, for being a part of the community. It's been so much
yeah.
fun chatting with you and getting to know you more. Guys, Matt Frank, everyone.
You. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool to maybe see you. Who knows? Collaborate with someone else.
All
Well,
right,
thank
Matt.
you.
Yeah,
If we
thank you
get it,
too.
have
And
a good day. Yeah,
hopefully we catch up soon. Bye.
absolutely. Bye bye. Have a good one.